One time, several years ago, at another place, I served on staff at a Southern Baptist church that had a group that most Southern Baptist churches had at the time and have for a long time, called the Women's Missionary Union. It's a group that's done a lot of incredible work over the years in missionary work around the world from the Southern Baptist Convention. This particular WMU group had a regular routine of meeting once a month, and sometimes I'd come to the meetings at their request, and they'd sit around the table and sip tea and read a devotional from a book and talk about who knows what. And one month I remember there was this younger woman who had just been coming back to the church after a long time away, and she had obviously had a lot of difficulties in her life, and she was trying to get things together, and she saw the WMU meeting in the church calendar, and she showed up on Sunday afternoon for the meeting, and everyone just seemed sort of stunned that she was there. And she sat down and joined the tea sipping, and I recall the leader of this group mouthing the words, "What is she doing here?" to some of the other women in the group, as if her presence there was an interruption. And I remember just being so astounded and embarrassed at the lack of hospitality expressed by this group. For one, I couldn't understand how the addition of one other person was going to throw off balance the sensitive process of this Algonquin Roundtable. But secondly, this was a group with missionary in their title, and they didn't want this woman at the table with them for reasons that I couldn't understand. The disciples hadn't received the kind of vision that Ananias had, talking about Saul's conversion and his change of heart on the Damascus road. So when Saul showed up, he was an interruption to them, and he was a threat to them, a genuine threat. They knew he had been killing other followers of the way for some time. But Willie Jennings gives us another way to think about people who show up as interruptions for us. He says of Saul, his life is now a question. A life turned into a question will repeatedly be the result of life with Jesus. And Willie Jennings gives us three questions to ask of someone who shows up as an interruption to us, as a surprise to us. Perhaps like Saul showed up to the disciples, or like this woman showed up to the Women's Missionary Union that day. Jennings says we should ask things like this: what happened in the life of this person? What is this person saying, and what does it mean for us? What should we do with this person, in relation to this person? And approaching others' seeming intrusion into your life as if their presence is a question might be a really interesting way to change our orientation toward these intrusive presences in our lives in the future. As if their occurrence in your life, them showing up at an unopportune time, at an unwelcome time, actually poses a question for you. A question that might help you grow and learn in your process of discipleship. What happened to this person? What is this person saying, and how should I hear it? What does it mean for me? And what should I do in relation to this person? But I also wonder if you might think a little bit about what questions your life is posing to others. What questions does your life ask when you show up where perhaps you are unexpected?